Official Industrial Relations hearing under the purview of the Department of Industrial Relations. Today, we are here to deliberate on the dismissal of Ms. Zhu by Barbie & Co. Let's begin by introducing the parties.
Good morning everyone, I'm Nur Zulaika, Senior Manager at Barbie & Co. Today I'll be representing the company.
I'm Ms. Auni, Head of HR at Barbie & Co. I was involved in handling Ms. Zhu's employment file and her termination.
I'm Zhu, the employee who was terminated without any proper explanation. I'm here to fight for my rights.
I'm Yashida, legal representative from the Workers' Union. I'm representing Ms. Zhu in the claim for wrongful dismissal.
I am Sophia. I was the supervisor of Ms. Zhu. I worked super closely with her when I was in the team.
Mrs. Zarifa, I was Zhu Direct Manager for nearly 2 years at Barbie & Co. And I'm Sue.
And I'm Anna, a secretary and recorder for today's hearing. I will be documenting every statement and record keeping and deliberation.
Okay, thank you everyone. Ms. Shida, you may proceed.
Thank you, Ms. Zarifa. We are here today not simply to contest the termination, but to question the process behind it. Ms. Zhu was dismissed without a show cause letter, without a documented inquiry, and without being granted the basic right to be heard. This is blatant violation of the principle of natural justice. According to Section 20(1) of Industrial Relations Act 1967, every employee is entitled to challenge a dismissal if a lack just cause, and in this case, this was not cause at all, just a sudden decision made in a boardroom.
Thank you. I believe I was dismissed unfairly. Yes, I had performance issues, but I was under personal stress and tried to communicate this. Ms. Zarifa, I give 4 years of my life to that company. I stayed late and I cancelled my leave to meet deadlines. I made mistakes, yes, but I own them. But I was never one. I wasn't given a fair chance to improve. There was no proper review, no domestic inquiry, just warnings and then termination. I gave my best and I stayed back after hours. Took extra responsibilities and still no received support. I'm here today because I was justice.
The decision to terminate Ms. Zhu was not made lightly. Over the past 8 months, she repeatedly failed to meet her performance target despite multiple warnings and discussions. There were also clear violations of company policies, including unapproved absence and missed deadlines. We have documented each instance. Here, Exhibit A shows her monthly performance review and Exhibit B outlines 3 warnings letters issued in the last 6 months. This was a necessary step to maintain workplace standards and discipline. Let's not rewrite history, Ms. Zhu. You were underperforming for more than a year. We had clients to training to leave. You missed deadlines, ignore follow-up. We warn you repeatedly.
Warn me? I never saw a single warning letter. If I was that bad, why didn't you issue even one formal notice? You just watch me struggle and then pull the trigger when it suits you.
Ms. Zhu, your quarterly review showed declining performance. You counseled informally even in my office multiple times. You acknowledged the session.
We respect Ms. Auni. If I were charged over unreasonable procedure, did you issue a show cause letter? Did you conduct a documented inquiry as per your own HR policy?
No, domestic inquiry was held. We believe the informal route was more human. We tried not to embarrass her publicly. We genuinely hoped that she would improve.
You hope in silence. You never told me I was on the verge of losing my job. Not once. You say you care, but you let me walk into my own dismissal blind.
That's not true. You were told, Zhu. I told you in my office, you need to step up. Your job is at risk. You just brush it off. We even reassign you to a smaller project, and you still underperform.
Ms. Zarifa, Barbie & Co. and me, they took no step, no show cause, no inquiry. They act on assumption, not procedure, that alone prove the dismissal was unjust.
Ms. Laika, did the company ever issue a written notice to Ms. Zhu?
no formal letter, but verbal warnings were given and ignored. We were operating under pressure. We needed quick action actually.
Quick action? You didn't act quickly when I begged for support on that failed client project. I was overloaded. I said I couldn't meet the deadlines and you told me to push through. Then you blamed me when it failed.
That's not accurate. You did not ask for help. You complained. There's a difference. You refuse to accept feedback and make excuses for everything.
Let's not shift the blame onto the employee where there was no transparency, no structure, and no right and accountability. Is the house Barbie and Co define the justice?
Nishida, please lower your tone. Miss Su, as a supervisor, we haven't heard anything from you.
Thank you, Mrs. Zarifah. While Zu's performance did decline, it also true that she was under significant pressure. But we had high expectation and the workload on that project was indeed heavy. So I did have conversation with her about her target, but I also saw her trying to manage multiple demanding tasks. So it's a complex situation.
I work with Zu almost daily. She helped me when I was new, stayed with me till midnight to fix reports. When her own load was heavy, she never complained. She just did it. Look, was she perfect? No, but no one is. What upset me is that others made worse mistakes and got second chances. Zu got none. From what I saw, she was overwhelmed, not negligence. There's a big difference.
The company sent me emails after I was already droning. That's not support, that's paperwork for cover.
Sorry to interrupt, Mrs. Zarifah, but I work with Zu. She was always the one staying late. She helped me with my tasks when no one else would. Yes, she was struggling, but she was never lazy or negligent.
Exactly, and the law acknowledges progressive discipline. You don't skip warning and go straight to termination. It is very reckless. Even a criminal get a fair hearing. Where was Miss Zu?
We tried to avoid embarrassing her in front of others. We hope that informal coaching would be enough. Formal warning can feel hostile. We genuinely wanted to support her.
Good intentions must still follow legal standards. Miss Auni, if you bypass formal process, you risk procedural injustice. Now, thank you everyone. I've heard from all the parties. We will deliberate carefully on 3 points. First is, was the dismissal done for a fair reason? Second, was due process followed? And third, was there an element of bias of discrimination? Okay, Miss Alia, kindly record this session for our internal decision making.
Yes, Mrs. Zarifah. In summary, Ms. Laika claimed she was dismissed without formal notice despite 4 years of service. Ms. Laika admits no written warnings or domestic inquiry were conducted. While witness testimony from Sophia supports the employee's dedication, Manager Misu confirms confirms a performance issues but also acknowledges effort. Meanwhile, Ms. Auni, our HR officer, argues verbal warning was sufficient, but this lacks a documentation. And lastly, I have recorded all statements for review for decision later.
Thank you everyone. This session is now concluded. We will now proceed to internal deliberation. A formal decision will be communicated to both parties. Session adjourned.
Overall, our group focused on a case where a worker was terminated without proper justification or due process. Through this, we explore the role of public administration in ensuring fairness, transparency, and adherence to labor law. We learned how weak industrial relations and lack of proper grievance mechanism that can lead to conflict and distrust in public institutions. This assignment helped us to understand the importance of procedural justice and the administrator's responsibility to protect both institutional integrity and workers' rights.
Cepat!